game. Caruso's a gutsy call. If it was me, quite honestly, I wouldn't have made the change to Caruso. I would have stayed big and probably went with JaVale McGee. A welcome sight for the Lakers. I really expect Bam Adebayo to play much better. He's a guy that didn't point fingers, didn't make any excuses, embraced it, and quite emphatically said, I've got to be better.
And the Lakers have to locate Duncan Robinson in transition. He was wide open.
Robinson
involved in as many plays as possible. LeBron James.
Good defense there from Davis. Forces the turnover, and James with the flush down the other end.
And that was their greatest advantage in Game 5. They absolutely were devastating in transition. 25-4 versus the Heat.
The 25 fast break points, the most they've had in the finals. And Danny Green misses the three-pointer. Game 5 that could have won the title for the Lakers. Pass inside to Adebayo. Knocked loose, picked up by James. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Great hands by Caruso getting back into the pitch.
James barrels in and banks it home.
And he looked at it a lot, guys. He said he had more time than he realized in the moment. He thinks he rushed it a little bit, shot a little bit off balance. But this is where him being a vet.
Bam Adebayo floats it up. That comes up short.
They have missed some very makeable point-blank shots as James continues to attack in transition. And over and over.
Crowder on LeBron James. Nice feed inside to Rondo. Beautiful pass from James. That's his second assist. Butler fakes the pass, drives in on James. Couple of fakes back up top to Hero. Hero shot blocked from behind by Davis, and an offensive foul as Hero charges into James. He's about to check in. Rondo inside, lost it, gets it back. James fakes, James drives, throws it up to Davis, and Davis banks it home. So upset that he has worked so hard to get back on the floor.
Back to you, Mr. Head Coach. You don't enjoy the fact that he's back healthy and whole?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's healthy and whole, but I think it's a harder decision than what you say as James attacks the rim.
He's a great offensive player. He's a leading scorer coming into this. We got to execute those coverages.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Yeah.
Back to you, Mike.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Adebayo scores and Rondo scores. And Butler. James goes to the rim once again, lays it up and in, and he's in double figures. And a timeout call. And again, they've missed 4 free throws. Have 6 turnovers. Inside won't go. James bumps into Butler. James just bullying down the lane, blocked from behind, but let won't go. Rebound taken by Kuzma. Caruso floats it into James, and he's grabbed by Crowder. That's going to be the third team. Kendrick Nunn gets down the lane, blocked by Davis, saved by Caruso.
What a defensive sequence by Anthony Davis.
Good ball denial from Caldwell Pope. Adebayo, a couple of dribbles. Nice feed inside to Butler. Butler changes, layup, count it, and the foul. I'm sure, certainly hoping that whether it's a playoff share, but that they'll be treated properly. Another missed free throw by the Heat.
Well, I like the gesture, I like the thought, but there you go.
A little sidestep, difficult shot, won't go. James tips it. Rondo throws it ahead to Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope goes up, layup, won't go. Tip misses. Caldwell Pope again. And Contavious Caldwell pulling the Heat.
And they've got to get Davis somehow out of the lane.
LA looking to push every opportunity. Beautiful pass. Caruso banks it in. A precise bounce. They're shooting 57% from the field. Kendrick Nunn drives. Back out. Stolen by James. James and Butler. James drives, stolen by Butler, but couldn't hold on.
Can guard both the penetration and the lob, and then he defensive rebounds.
He's basically playing center field and daring Bam to shoot as KCP knocks down another one. This is
They need more skill and shooting on the floor.
Caruso with the steal. Caruso got the start. Doesn't have big numbers. As James drives, gets inside, layup, banks it home, and a foul. Danny Green. Hero just 1 for 8. From the field tonight. James drives, James finishes. And the Lakers just keep pouring it on. Butler from mid-range. James another rebound. That's his 10th board.
Because, again, Sometimes you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time against the wrong opponent. As a beautiful pass by James to call. Both these coaches really set such a standard of excellence as coaches, and the humility in which they go about their business.
They have so much respect for each other. They've faced each other in big moments before as Kuzma lays it up and in. That's when Frank Vogel is Genie Buss.
Greatness, you win in this league with talent. They put them in position.
I don't think those two guys are exceptionally talented. I mean, like you always say, like top 5, but it's not like defense and then timely performances by others.
And you make a great point, because as great as Anthony Davis has been in this ball game, as Rondo knocks down another jumper.
Rajon Rondo, what a bounce back game he's had. James steps back, 3-pointer won't go. Dragic grabs it, and he responded with his usual great spirit and defense. Back to James. James goes inside, the flush and the foul.
And going back to
Shot the heat down in this one. Minute and a half left in the third. James, 3-pointer misses, rebound Dragic. This is a Heat team that is a very good offensive team. Rondo again, Rajon Rondo. Rondo kept saying he wanted to be, it was a goal for him as Dragic can't connect. The goal for Rajon Rondo to win a championship. Magnificent Game 5 victory, surviving at the end to hold on. And the Lakers talk about the ultimate response to a tough playoff.
To be a champion. Here's a guy that wanted to play the 5 position for his whole life, or the 4, refused to play the 5. It made this team champion by inserting
right through the plexiglass. Dragic gets inside, layup won't go. Rebound LeBron James. James leading the charge down the other end. Pass finds its way to Rondo.
You have to lose and have frustrated nights in order to develop and understand the adjustments that you have to make individually and collectively.
Danny Green knocks down the 3. It's so good to see.
Laker Nation was frustrated with his play, and at times this year upset. He actually was booed early in the season in LA.
Had a slow start to the year. Had a slow back in 2016 as the Cavaliers were on their way to a title. Now he's his teammate on the verge of a title with LeBron James.
the start of the bubble to the end, he's improved defensively. He's improved as a passer as he draws more attention.
LeBron James putting on the finishing touches. And James throws it too far ahead. Davis can't get it and throws it out of bounds. Season together. As we hit the 4-minute mark, LeBron James throws it down. Again, they had a 6-year drought.
And the rest of the Cavs,
they're going to finish the playoffs 16-5. They beat Portland, Houston, and Denver all in 5 games. And as LeBron James ready,
to me, even more so off the court.
And this one has to be so satisfying for LeBron James. He missed the playoffs last year because 2 legendary NBA Finals games. James wants to finish off with a 3. Instead, he'll go inside, lay it up and in. And as we hit 2 minutes remaining here in game